honor! I'm super excited! 1, 2, 3, yay! Anyone happy and excited to be here? Yes! Anyone forced to be here? Wow, no one, whether you're happy and excited to be here or you're forced to be here, I'd like to honor and thank you and acknowledge you for choosing to be here. It is indeed a great honor for me to pay homage to Laurels Enterprises because it changed my life. It gave me so much meaning. It gave me so much value. And this is my way of honoring and saying yes to Laurels. So thank you so much. I love wow, because that's what I live, eat, breathe, and sleep. And if you can all read what I wrote in my poster, ready, begin.
If the how-tos and the whys were enough, we will all be hot, joyful, and millionaires.
Would it be a value if I can share you something this afternoon as a genesis or beginning of you having the greatest health ever, hottest body?
Yes.
Just raise your hand if you want that. Would it be a value to you? No matter what's going outside, you're joyful and happy and excited no matter what.
Yes.
And earn a lot of money with so much ease and joy.
Yes.
And that will be my topic for this afternoon. Good morning.
Good morning.
I would like to introduce myself. Would that be okay?
Yes.
Also permission to brag. Just say damihan mo na. My name is Ras Huson. I would love to be called by my first name. So can everyone say hi, Ras?
Hi, Ras.
Do not call me sir because I'm not a teacher. Do not call me ma'am. Obvious naman, di ba? Born and raised in Davao. Anyone from Davao? Wow. Been to Davao? Not all. Want to go to Davao? Yes. Okay, just like Elvin, I'm Cebuano and I'm 48 years old, and this is my passion to really see and allow people to know who they truly are and really create the greatest life ever. Now, on a personal note, I'm very proud of myself. I used to really be very big. My self-esteem was attached with the way I looked before. Ako daw yung batang iniwanan sa kusina because again, all my life was 40-inch waistline. 240 pounds at 48 years old right now. I have 6-pack abs. And I'm proud about it. Is that exciting for you?
Yes.
More than that, it's been 10 years that I'm truly enjoying my business. 98% of my time is spent in vacationing, spent in helping organizations, spent in just doing whatever I love to do. And my business is running and earning more than 7 figures, sometimes 8 figures on a monthly basis. Is that exciting?
Yes.
I'm proud of myself. But more than that, I guess one of the things that I truly honor myself is having the best relationship ever. Today, as I shared with Joy, was the last day of my life. I would rather spend it doing what I enjoy doing, which is right here, right now. This is my Disneyland. And thank you for sharing my Disneyland for this afternoon. And perhaps the main reason why I'm here is maybe I'd like to share this specifically. I'm working a lot with business owners, okay, and specifically in the leverage business. When I say leverage business, network marketing, direct sales, real estate, and what I love truly, which is the most difficult, which is insurance. No? So I've been working for the past 10 years, and a lot of people in this industry creates a lot of millions, yes? Yes. But the stress is billions, yes? Yes. And what I bring into the plate is you can actually have all of this at the same time truly enjoy a magnificent life wherein you earn a lot with ease and joy. Can you say that I earn a lot with ease and joy?
I earn a lot with ease and joy.
And I also work with a lot of traditional businessmen who is also in this space and just really allowing this question, if the how-tos were enough, how to lose weight, how to be happy, how to be a millionaire, or knowing your why is enough, how come, based on study, 97% of people are broke? And the biggest crisis right now in the world is about what? It's no longer obesity. What do you think is the biggest crisis in the world right now? That's right, depression. Isn't it alarming? We all have the answers. We all have the solution, but how come people are not getting into it? And maybe if you are here on a personal note, asking yourself, I really want this, I work hard for this, I attended all the seminars, up until now, I'm still the same. Ask me why. Because I'd like to introduce you the 3 ways of working with people. The first way with working with people, or in fact working with myself, is what I call informational or instructional. So a lot of things that we heard today, very important. We give them information how to create result, and we give them instruction. But how come, even if we have a lot of information around, even if we were given clear instruction, how come it's not happening? And sometimes we resort to another thing, which is number 2, is the second way of working with people is what we call motivational, or what we call inspirational. And in the sense that what we heard today, it's all about being able to find out the how-tos. And this is why you want to do it. And a lot of times, especially in business, one of the most interesting business that I truly enjoy right now, I have a business, I put up an insurance agency. And on my 3rd year, okay, I was able to launch at least 200 million in terms of production. Good or good?
Good.
In insurance, the highest, I should say, award that people want is the MDRT, the $1 Million Round Table. So if you're MDRT, you're part of the 2%. Okay? Last year, 26% of my entire team were MDRTs. Here's the thing. I don't dwell on the how-tos. Ask me why.
Why?
If I want to know a particular thing of a particular subject, what do I need to do? Google. Everything is available in the internet. And yet we do a lot of seminar, do a lot of training. I'm not saying it's not important, but what I'm saying here is it's not enough. And yet what we do a lot of what? Incentive, program, travel. Based on the result, it's the same people for the past 10, 20 years who's been doing this, which is something is not happening and something that we want to maybe introduce ourselves and maybe start working on it. Because if you start working on this, automatic, this and this will follow. And the third way of working with people, which I want to overemphasize, which is the type of work that I do, is for me to create permanent success. What's the word?
Permanent success.
Which I'm permanently successful, I'm permanently healthy and fit, and I'm permanently loving, is this powerful word that we all hear, but maybe not a lot of people truly understand what transformational work is. And transformation is not about the how, it's not about the why, but it's about being able to understand the who. And if you start to know who you truly are, and if you start to know who you really see yourself being capable of anything, the whys and the hows will just follow. And this is how deep I can work. This is how deep I'm able to transcend myself. And this is how deep I can now start standing up with who truly I am. And who I am is actually self-assured, which is I don't really care what you think about me. Do you think I care? Of course, yes. But not that much. Is that making sense?
Yes.
And that is what self-assurance is, because ask me why. Because I know who I am. Can you turn to the person next to you and say, do you know who you are? And being able to be in the space of self-assurance that I know who I am. Therefore, even if I don't do anything about my business, I'll talk to anyone and create the result of it. Would that be fair? But you have to start to understand who you truly are. And I studied it, and I really went out, and I went to this training, or one of the most expensive coaching school on earth. It's called Newfield Coaching. Go research on that. And they're actually focusing on this powerful word called ontological coaching. Ezekiel, I'll spell to you. Because pasensya na Bisaya po ako, no? Ontological coaching is really studying the beingness of human being. The hows and the whys is about the human doing. But ontological coaching allows you to understand what human being is. And this is the funniest part. I don't know anything about basketball. Zero. Okay? And a basketball team would come to me and ask me if I can coach them. And in the NCAA, they were the worst performing in the past 10 years. On the first month, I coached them up until now. It's been 3 years.
Championship after championship after championship. And most of them are now in the PBA without even me knowing what basketball is. You know what's the best part? Ask me what. I have coaches who I train at 21, 22, 20 years old. They're coaching CEOs, president, biggest names in business. Ask me why. They know what human being is. Can I introduce you to who you are? Yeah, just like Chris, right? I have a drawing like yours. As a human being, we're made up of what? Body. Can you say body? Body. Physical. Okay. We're also made up of what? Emotion. Can you say emotion? And above all, this is what you call language. Now, the trouble with human being, we were all trained only 7%. According to Albert Mehrabian, have you heard of him? He's the one who studied about how we get to be effective when we are working with people. According to him, words are only 7%. How many percent? And yet, a lot of emphasis we put on language. This is all the skills, the technical, all the information. May problema? Wala. A lot. Ask me why. 93% is emotion and body. And yet, we don't understand what emotion is. We don't understand body. Which means when we do our affirmation, I'm rich, I'm rich, I'm rich, I'm rich. Hanggang dito lang. Which means 7% is language. However, the emotion on a day-to-day basis, it's not even about positive thinking. Because positive thinking is masking. The reason why people are not creating what they want because it's just all here, not knowing 38% all my life is about scarcity. It's based on result. And a lot of times why people don't move because deep in their heart, we all carry all of our bags. Blame, anger, guilt, and shame. And we develop this as early as 0 to 7 years old, formative years. Subconscious, we carry it. Up until now, I know what to do. How come I'm not even opening my mouth? Ask me why. Because all of the bags are in my heart. That's why what I want is not much with how I feel. In fact, growing up, we were never taught how to feel. Yes or yes? In fact, in the network marketing, direct sales, even insurance, we always say about positive thinking. Positive thinking for me is BS. It's not going to work. What we're trying to say in ontological coaching is understand emotion. That's what Elvin said. It's transfer of emotion, but we don't understand what emotion is. And we don't even want to feel sadness, anger. But these are beautiful emotions, and if we understand it, they have their own function. Would you like to explore what sadness is about? Because a lot of people, friend, wag ka nang malungkot, no? You know your mom is in the with Papa Jesus na. Ikaw kaya mamatayan. Okay, sadness is an appropriate emotion. What's the word? Appropriate. Sakto lang. That you lost something that's important to you. And yet here you are, you want to rejoice, you want to be happy because positive thinking, no, it's not going to work. Which means the first thing I want you to understand, if you want to know who you are human being with emotion, and yet we don't study emotion. And it's all there. And the reason why people are not creating what they want because they feel bad, they carry a lot of loads, and they don't move, which is 55%. Nasa utak lang, I'm a millionaire. But the emotion is there. Too much heaviness. No more masking. That's why the body is not moving. So what do we do? What do we do with this? Again, the same thing. What we learned in Millionaire Mind. It starts with your verbal conditioning. I'll write that down. And verbal conditioning says you have to repeat it over and over and over again. Yes or yes? However, you have to feel it for it to become real. It is making sense. Now, if you want to change something in your life, it has to start with your language. Repeat after me. Change your language. Change your life. That's it. Stop saying, I can't afford this. Stop saying it's traffic, it's all of this thing. Watch what you say. But a lot of people speak with so much conviction as if it's real. But speak only of what you want. Yes or yes? So stop talking about your sickness. Stop talking about being poor. In fact, it's in the Bible. Let the weak say, I am. Let the poor say, I am. Yeah, start speaking of what you want. Watch your language. However, a lot of people, automatic. Mr. Maya said, it's also time 90%. It's rewinding that small voice as if it's so real. Then the practice for this, if I may share with you, is meditation. Breathe in, breathe out. Buddha mindfulness. Am I speaking from what I want, the small voice, or I want to make it a big voice? But however, that's only 7%. You need to train your heart to align to what you want. Which means gratitude is imperative. What's the word? Gratitude. It's imperative. Which means something's happening, not the way you wanted. Praise God. Opportunity. Boom. Which means your only job here is to connect to the emotion of your source, which is what? Bliss, joy, happiness. But you cannot be in that space not unless you free your heart without fear, blame, anger, guilt, and shame. I have a Tagalog version of this. Would you like to hear it? It's called JEBS. Justification, excuses, and all fear, bull. Not unless we start working on this and take it off from our system energetically. Not going to happen in this 30 minutes talk. Allow yourself to go into this process. Because the moment you take away your bags, the moment you take away your jabs, automatic, because you're excited, you're happy, you're going to move, then your body starts to move. Then it's congruent. The language, I'm a millionaire. Emotion, even if the millionaire not there, you feel like here, and you start moving every day to look for people to help. Then you create that million. And the best part here, ask me what? When they are all aligned, who you are is a spiritual being, formed in flesh. That if you start working on being inspired, that's why it's called in spirit, it's going to move you towards where you want to go. Bring you people who you need to talk to, and the business will just follow. In the New Testament, it says, it's not by might, nor by power, but by my spirit. Because the moment all of this is congruent, all of your heart's desires will just follow. And the way I scientifically explain this, the law of attraction will only be true when the vibration is aligned. Therefore, the last law, which is the law of least effort. You're just in the flow. I'm in my life right now wherein I don't set goals anymore. Because the goals comes through me. I set intention. And the moment I set my intention, I release it. And all I have to do is align my emotion day to day of whatever intention I want. However, move not to look for business, but move to help means and ways to support other people create their dreams. I always have a saying here, you can never outgive the universe. And that's where the million overflows to you. Are you ready to receive this? Yes. However, the moment you start receiving this, my invitation for you is to start working on you. Not only the informational, motivational, but start working on you because everything starts with you. Good morning. What questions do you have?
Understanding who we are is a good exercise, but how do we manage it with the environment that we are currently in? Because that, of course, affects who we are in a way.
Perfect. Great question. How do we manage who we are in the environment we're operating? Okay? So I'd like your question because you're actually feeling what I missed here. So first things first, okay, if it's business, and the business here is I want to earn millions on a monthly basis, is that good or good? Great. Then start talking about millions. Yes or yes? Most important part here, where is your body most of the time? Am I just at home or still connected with people who's not talking about millions, but they're talking about London? You know what London is? Londito, London. Clear? So which means not only change your language, change your environment. And that's what we call modeling. T. Harv Eker. In my, I call it space. Where are you most of the time? That's why I truly honor you. You're here because this is a space wherein everyone's moving forward. Ask yourself, where are you most of the time? Am I in the space wherein it's dragging me down? Or I'm in a space wherein people who's around me are just so excited, happy, gung-ho, no matter what, then mahahawa ka. Are we clear? Is that enough? Yes or no? No, because you have to have that certain emotion, and we call that put yourself into a certain event to allow you to feel abundant. Now, I train 20, 21 years old kids who's never been to Manila Pen, who's never been to BGC Shangri-La. And I said, you know what? Save 1,000, 2,000 because we're gonna have coffee. Ang mahal naman yan. Huwag ka sumama. And then right now, the first time they entered Shangri-La, right now, their meetings are in Shangri-La. Why? Anyone want to drive a brand new car? Yeah, want to own a brand new car? Yeah, so get into, punta ka dun sa CATS. Excuse me. I want to see the 2020 Mercedes-Benz. Start driving it. Oh, wow. Practice lang. My invitation is get yourself on a weekly or daily basis that will frighten your emotion. Say, okay naman pala. Wow. Then you get used to it. So what I'm trying to say here, have a new mental memory, that of what you want. That's not enough. Have a new emotional memory aligned to what you want. But the most important part here is new physical memory. Because the moment all of these new memories, you even forget who you are. I don't even remember the janitor boy because talaga, grabe no, sa laki ng ginawa po ko. No? I mean, seriously, malaki ng ginawa po ko. Seriously, I don't even remember having a big tiyan. I don't even, why? Because I have a new body memory. But you have to get into it. You have to get into it. This year, crazy, I said, I want to break through my physical health. Ask me what I did. Okay, I did yoga every day. No if, no but. Then I became a yoga teacher. So I said, what will be the next move? I want to do headstands. Okay, I'm now on my 5th day. Go check my Instagram. I'm doing headstands. But you have to get into a certain emotional memory, body memory, mental memory. So which is my invitation for you. If you have friends who's pulling you down, love them from afar. That's it. And if you need to leave your physical space, your home, which is not supporting you, honor yourself so that when the time comes, you now go back and honor them. But it has to start with where you put yourself into, with the emotion that you carry on a day-to-day basis, and the language that you speak most of the time, listening to what you say, like what Mr. Mai was saying. Did that answer your question? Thank you. Let's give him a hand.
Why do you think people experience or feel anxiety, and how do you manage anxiety?
Okay. Why do I think people feel anxious, and how do you manage anxiety? Okay. Personally, anxiety is fear, and fear of two things. Number one, the past that I always think about, it might happen today, right? And the future of what will happen. Which means as human being, we actually crucify ourselves with two thieves. Regrets of the past. We replay it up until now. Fear of the future. we're stuck. And the reason why I'm anxious, because again, language, what are you saying to yourself? Is it something that will empower you, or you say, kawawa naman ako? Watch your language. However, you turn your language, body, move even if you don't feel like moving. Do you like my energy? Yeah, every day I work out. Do I love working out? No. But right now, yes. Ask me why. It's like brushing up teeth. Already. No if, no but. But I did not start that way. But the most important part is clean your heart every day. Can I give you 6 of the most powerful experience I do every day of my life? Yes. Can I introduce who you are? Okay, I'm not religious and I don't practice any particular religion, but what I truly believe, I'm a God's beautiful creation. If you are, raise your hand. Baka may anak ni Satanas, wala naman. And if I'm a God's beautiful creation, I need to remind myself every day, number 1, that I am forgiving. That even if it's hard to forgive, I will remind myself, that asshole, I'm going to forgive. And then one day, you totally, absolutely forgive that. That's the first key. That the moment you start freeing your heart, freeing your mind, freeing all of this bags that we carry because of the hurt, because of the pain, because of the, what? Betrayal you felt, then you move to the next, which is love and compassion. Which is allow yourself to express love and compassion to other people. Huwag ka magmagaling porket nag-quantum-quantum ka na. Are we clear? We're not better than anyone. I'm not better than you. Except right now, maybe I'm ahead of you because I'm now more aware. Then we have to look at people in terms of love and compassion. That's the second. Third here is gratitude and affirmation, which means all we pray about, all we speak about is gratefulness. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And the way we speak to people is about appreciation or affirmation. Kung meron ka hindi makita maganda, wag mo nang sabihin. Ask me why. Because that's you as well. In the Old Testament, it says, I am that I am. Which means, kung siniraan kita, sino talagang siniraan ko? Yeah, it's the law of karma. Which means, speak only of appreciation. Especially with whom? Myself. Look at yourself in the mirror. Sabi niya, shit, ang gwapo ko. Ganyan. When you start to appreciate yourself, you appreciate other people, that becomes natural. Number 4, very important declaration. Speak of what you want, where you want to go. Powerful words. The beginning was the Word. The Word became flesh and dwelt among us. Very important. Be careful with your declaration. Number 5, very important, is visualization. Right now, I'm visualizing as if I'm speaking to, and it's gonna happen, New York, TED Talk. Practice lang to. O, pakialam nyo. Diba? Walang pakialaman ng trip, diba? Kaya nga, visualize eh. But lastly, surrender. Which means, give it all. Give the best of who you are every day. Kumbaga sa credit card, max out. Because when you give it all, and you were not able to get what you want, ask me why. Maybe you're not ready. Then last is what we call surrender. And surrender is, all is well, baka bukas. Kung hindi, baka next year. Because your job here is not to find out when, not even to find out how, but to believe it's possible. And the way you introduce yourself to you is have that daily practice of these 6 things. Hopefully, I can do this in the next conference. It's a 20-minute, we call it 6-phase meditation that I learned from Vishen Lakiani of Mind Valley, that I was able to recreate in a more exciting way. Is that making sense? And one of my, I just talk about it, Dino. Sabi ko, I really like this guy named, this Malaysian guy, Peng Jun. How does it feel like sharing stage with him? Lo and behold, I got an email inviting me to host the National Achievers Congress. I don't know how, I don't know when, but it's part of how I want to see myself. You know what's the great part around this? When you live here, blessing will just pour one after another. And the biggest BS that I don't believe right now is this word called hard work. What I truly believe is I work hard on me. Personal development. That's why I love Lauro, simply because they bring the best of the best in the world. And we must learn from the best. Because I don't know who to mastermind here in the country. But one thing for sure, in my mind's eye, I'm masterminding with the best, T. Harv Eker. He may not know, but I'm masterminding with him and seeing him live. Blair Singer. I mean, if none of you haven't invested yet, whatever investment here, I'll tell you it's so cheap because ROI I'll guarantee right away. So don't be scared. Good? With that being said, thank you. And my invitation is for you to start working on who you are and really get to know who you are is, because my vision, can I share with you? A world where every leader is self-assured, ethical, and abundant. And that's who you are. Good morning.